Let's talk about the time I crashed a wedding. Now, I've crashed weddings before. In fact, I have the reputation as a wedding crasher. But this was different. This was a different wedding. Some of the weddings that I crashed were in places that were more accessible, we'll say. This particular wedding was in a private country club. So when the attorney called me and said, listen, I have a plaintiff. I need to get video of her. She's going to a wedding. I heard you're the wedding crasher. Okay, no pressure or anything. Can you do it? And I said, okay, what do I have to lose? So I'm thinking, how the hell am I going to do this? How am I going to get into a private wedding? So it's not like a place where they had security or anything like that. But I said, what's the most obvious time where there's a bunch of people, nobody really knows who belongs to who or what's what? Cocktail hour. Okay, if this wedding has a cocktail hour, you're gonna be good. So I got dressed up. I wore a long blonde wig. I wore a sequin dressy dress, and I even bought a card. I wanted to be very authentic, so I bought a card. So I get to the place, and I must be sitting in the car for like 30 minutes, like trying to get myself together. How am I gonna do this? Like deep breaths. You could do this, you could do this, you could do this. Sometimes I think back, I'm like, how did I do this? But I did it. So I'm all dressed. I changed my shoes. I got my high heels on. I get out. I look a little trollopy. I didn't really gauge the audience that well. I'm kind of standing out rather than blending in, but it's okay. So I walk in, and the first thing I do is there's like guys, wait staff there with like little platters, you know, those trays at fancy places with champagne flutes. I grab a flute and I like down it. It was like a movie. I down this flute and I put it back and I make my way in. And I figure cocktail hour's safe because people are mingling, and usually that's the time the bride and groom are doing what? Taking photographs. They're missing the best part of their wedding, essentially, for pictures. But anyway, so I'm thinking, all right, this could be safe. I'm looking around. I don't see a big white dress. I don't see a white dress. I don't see, you know, the groom. I said, okay, this might be okay. I'm walking around, and then I see my plaintiff. So I walk over to where she is, and I'm just filming her with my little covert camera. Now, apparently one of her complaints was, or damages, that she has no memory, no recollection of anything anymore, can't socialize, no fun at parties. This lady was fun at parties. In fact, she was laughing, she was having a great time, she was dancing a little bit, and then she made her way to the restroom. Now, restrooms are typically off limits in terms of surveillance. There are privacy laws that go along with that, and we typically don't take any video in a restroom. But in this case, had a whole lounge area. It was a gray area. I said, screw it, I'm gonna go for it. So I'm in there, and she's talking away to anybody. And she's conjuring up all of her old memories, ironically, of the last time she was down the shore, Hurricane Sandy, which was a couple years ago. She was talking about this, and the time they went there, and the time they did that. Just talking to anybody. Some of the people she knew, some she didn't. She engaged me in the conversation. I never met her before. So I'm recording all of this. This is all great stuff. We walk out of the bathroom, and sure enough, who's coming down the steps but the bride and groom? I said, it's time for me to go. Luckily, I had a drink. I did walk out with my card because I thought that might be weird if I left it, and they'd be like, you know, who's this from with no gift in it? That's a meme, actually. That's one of the captions. But anyway, so I didn't leave the card there. I leave with my gift, and that was it. But it was great, and it was a success. So sometimes when you think you can't do, that adrenaline just starts pumping, and you just go and you do it. So thanks for watching. If you have any comments or questions, leave them in the comment field below. And if you like what you hear and you want to hear more, subscribe to my channel.